I'm doing things different today. I want to talk to all the young people out there who are restless and want to buy their first place fast. I spoke last year to 6 young people who asked me all the same types of questions. Questions like, what shortcuts are available for me? What fast track method do you have to buying a first place? They continued on. What about using other people's money to buy my first place? Crowdfunding, wholesaling, things like partnerships. I'm an answer to those people, and it's the same as people today who are young looking to buy their first place. Those methods for me weren't available, and I don't think work very well. And also, there are no shortcuts and fast track methods to buying your first place. Plain and simple. For me, what worked was hard work, discipline, and a lot of patience. That's it. So my story began at age 23. I was a graduate from the University of Winnipeg with a degree in IT and management, and it was shortly after the year 2000, and the tech industry was really starting to tank. I was full of piss of vinegar, and I thought, I'm going to be able to get a high-paying job in my industry and live happily ever after. And that was a load of crap. That didn't happen. So on top of that, my dad said to me, look, David, I want to retire, and you've got 2 years to get your shit in order. Then I got to kick you out of the house. So I knew I had to grow up really fast. I worked hard. I had jobs since I was really young. I even ran my own little businesses of mowing lawns and having lemonade stands and things like that. So I was resourceful, and I knew really early on I was entrepreneurial at heart. But at age 23, I had a whole lot to learn. So I swallowed my pride, ate some humble pie, and I got a job at a bank. I got a job at a bank call center. And at that time when I started, I was working 4 days in a row, 10-hour shifts. And I was taking over 100 calls per day. And during those 2 years of that job, I ate dirt. I listened to people complain, make up excuses, and gripe about their lives and why they couldn't make their payments. And I watched them make really bad financial decisions. Everyday people you'd never know that were lousy with money. And I learned pretty quick in that job that I don't want to be like them. I want to be successful with my money. So I didn't have a lot of credit history. I had a $10,000 student debt loan that was co-signed with my dad. And so what I learned pretty quick at that job is I need to establish credit. So I got my first credit card, and in about 6 months I was able to establish enough credit to get rid of my dad on that loan. I got my own loan transferred to my name, and I paid off that $10,000 pretty quick. Now you might say, well, of course, that's not a lot of money. Well, let me put things into perspective. I was being paid 50% less than what I was told I can get in my tech industry at the time. But the market reacted. There was not really any jobs available for me in the city. So I moved into the financial industry knowing that I'd have to take a job income cut. So I was being paid $23,000 gross per year, which equated to $18,000 net. And that put me below the poverty line here in Canada. So I don't really have much I can say other than I wasn't making a lot of money. I was able to save on a lot of housing costs because I was living at home. I was driving a beater, and I continued to drive a beater. And other things I did was pretty simple. I didn't have a gym membership. I had, in fact, no monthly expenses that I couldn't handle. I simply had my credit card that I paid. I was paying off my $10,000 at the time for my student debt, and I didn't eat out. I ate pretty lousy. I didn't travel. I didn't go on any vacations. I lived pretty simple. I didn't buy clothes. Like, I was a real miser, and I was able to save enough money to buy my first place in those first 2 years. So not only did I pay off that $10,000 of student debt, I was able to save a total of $20,000 cash. I was also able to establish an RSP. So RSP was for my retirement savings. I was also able to take advantage of my employer's profit sharing plan, which boosted my retirement savings. And of that $20,000, 2% was for the closing costs of the purchase of my first house, and approximately 2% also of that $20,000 was for the land transfer tax, and the remaining of the $20,000 balance was used to buy my first place as the down payment. And that down payment was 25% of the purchase price. So I bought a very modest place, and it's still modest today. And I no longer live in the place. I was there for 7 years, and now I'm renting it to a lovely young family with 3 kids, and they're calling it home. And it's fantastic. I'm contributing to the economy, and I'm helping my community. I was also able to enhance the living space by expanding the basement living space area. I put in a bathroom. I put a nice open sunroom in the back. So you get the idea that real estate really for me is a long-term play. And in order to succeed as a young person, I need time for my investment to grow and for me to have money to expand the function of my properties. It's simple as that. Now I'm 36 years old. I still own that place, and it's still very modest. So who do you know who is a young person who's struggling, who's restless, who doesn't know where to start? I'm an average guy. I'm not highly intelligent. What I did learn from a very young age, is work hard and have discipline. And patience is something I'm learning still to this day. Give them the link to this video, that young person you know, or others. And that's your real estate advice for today. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the future.